Is there anyone still out there on the dial? This is Rusty, broadcasting on a frequency that feels more like a ghost ship every hour. If you can hear my voice, you are the lucky ones. Or maybe you are the unlucky ones, depending on how much fuel you have left in the tank. It is day 3 of what the few remaining government wires were calling the Great Descent before the teletypes went silent. We always joked about the end of the world, didn't we? We thought it would be fire or a bang or some great cinematic explosion. We didn't think it would be this quiet. We didn't think it would be white. I am looking out the reinforced glass of the studio window right now, and I can tell you, the world I knew 72 hours ago is gone. The skyline is just a series of jagged, icy teeth biting into a sky that hasn't seen the sun since Tuesday. It is a bruised purple color out there, heavy with more snow, more ice, more of this relentless, suffocating cold. The big news, the reason I am leaning into this mic with a desperation I haven't felt since I was a rookie, is that the grid has finally given up. It happened about 4 hours ago. I watched the lights of the northern suburbs flicker, surge once with a pathetic dying yellow glow, and then just vanish. One by one, the sectors went dark. The hum of the city, that low-frequency vibration we all spend our lives ignoring, has stopped. It is a silence that rings in your ears. No more refrigerators kicking on, no more heaters rattling in the vents, no more streetlights humming, just the wind. If you are listening to this on a battery-operated transistor, treasure those batteries. If you are in your car, I hope to God you have a full tank. But do not, I repeat, do not stay in your garage with the engine running. Get out. Find a way to vent the exhaust if you must stay in the vehicle. But your car is a metal coffin once that heater stops. The grid failure isn't just a local outage, folks. From the last scraps of data I pulled off the emergency bands before the satellite link froze over, the entire northern hemisphere is down. The transformers literally shattered. The oil inside them froze and cracked the casings like glass. We are in a pre-industrial world now, and the temperature is dropping 10 degrees every 6 hours. Listen to me closely. You need to stop what you are doing and prioritize your heat. If you have a fireplace, that is your new altar. You live there now. You sleep there. You eat there. Do not try to heat your whole house. It is a losing battle. Pick one room, the smallest one with the fewest windows, and seal it off. Use duct tape, use plastic wrap, use damp towels stuffed into the cracks of the doors. If you have to, pull the curtains down and nail blankets over the window frames. You need to create a pocket of air that your own body heat can actually affect. And find wool. I cannot stress this enough. Dig through your closets and find every scrap of wool you own. Synthetic blankets are okay for a brisk autumn night, but they won't save you when the mercury hits -40. Wool stays warm even if it gets damp from your breath. Layer up. It's not about looking good anymore, it's about survival. Put on 4 pairs of socks if you have to. If you have a sleeping bag rated for sub-zero, get inside it and stay there. Movement burns calories, and calories are the only thing keeping your internal furnace burning. I saw a man out on the street yesterday before the blizzard really locked us in. He was trying to shovel his driveway. Can you believe that? The world was ending. The sky was falling in frozen chunks, and he was out there with a plastic shovel trying to clear a path for a car that wouldn't start anyway. It was like he couldn't accept that the rules had changed. He looked up at me and his eyelashes were thick with frost. He looked like a statue that had just started to move. I yelled at him to get inside, but he just shook his head and kept digging. I don't see him out there anymore. I just see a mound of white where his driveway used to be. Don't be that guy. Don't waste your energy on the old world. The old world is buried. The reports coming in from the coast were the worst before the lines cut. They spoke of the ocean freezing in the harbors. Can you imagine the power it takes to turn the salt-thick sea into a sheet of glass? They said the waves were turning into slush before they even hit the sand. And the birds, God, the birds. They're falling out of the sky mid-flight. Their little hearts just stop or their wings lock up and they drop like stones. I found a sparrow on the windowsill this morning. It looked perfect, like it was just sleeping, but it was as hard as a pebble. I'm sitting here in my parka, huddled over the console. The equipment is keeping me warm for now. The heat from the vacuum tubes and the processors is a small mercy, but even this place won't last forever. My generator is chugging along in the basement, but I can hear it straining. The diesel is thickening. I've had to add kerosene to keep it fluid, but eventually the cold wins. It always wins. It's a slow, patient predator. It doesn't need to hunt you, it just needs to wait for you to run out of things to burn. I wonder what it's like in the south. They say the freeze is moving down toward the equator at a rate of 50 miles a day. They're calling it a stratospheric collapse. The air from the top of the world just fell down and forgot to go back up. If you have family down there, don't try to call them. The towers are encased in ice. The weight of it is snapping the steel like toothpicks. I watched the relay tower on the hill across from the studio buckle about an hour ago. It didn't even make a sound you could hear over the wind. It just folded slow and graceful and disappeared into the white. Let's talk about food. You're going to be tempted to eat a lot to comfort yourself. Don't. Not unless you're moving. Your metabolism is going to slow down. Eat high-fat foods if you have them. Peanut butter, lard, chocolate, anything with density. And don't eat snow. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but eating snow lowers your core temperature. Melt it first. If you don't have a stove, put the snow in a bottle and keep it between your layers of clothing. Use your body heat to turn it into water. It's a slow process, but it's the only way to stay hydrated without killing yourself from the inside out. I'm looking at my coffee mug. The coffee in it froze an hour ago. I didn't even notice. I was too busy watching the shadows move in the hallway. You start to see things when the world goes dark. You start to hear things in the wind. It sounds like voices, doesn't it? Like people screaming or singing just over the next ridge. It's just the physics of the air moving through the skeletons of the buildings. But it's hard to remember that when you're alone. If you are listening with someone else, talk to them. Don't stop talking. The silence is where the fear gets in. Remind each other of the summer. Remember the smell of cut grass. Remember the way the sun felt on your shoulders at the beach. Hold on to those memories like they're pieces of coal. We have to keep the idea of warmth alive, even if the reality of it is slipping away. I'm gonna stay on the air as long as this generator holds out. I've got a stack of records here, but I don't think I'll play them. Music feels wrong right now. It feels like an insult to the gravity of the situation. I'll just keep talking. I'll be your companion in the dark. We are the last witnesses to the old world, the people who saw the lights go out. Check your fireplaces. If you are burning furniture, be careful of the fumes. Varnish and paint will make you sick, and you don't want to be coughing in this air. It'll tear your lungs up. Break the furniture down into the smallest pieces you can, slow and steady. That's the key. This isn't a weekend storm. This is a new epoch. We are the cavemen now, huddled around our flickering embers, watching the entrance of the cave for the frost giants. Keep your wool close. Keep your spirits as high as you can manage. This is Rusty, 98.1 on your dial, broadcasting into the great white silence. I'm still here. I'm still breathing. I hope you are too. Stay warm, friends. God, just stay warm. I'll be back in a few minutes. After I check the fuel levels. Don't touch that dial. Not that there's much else to listen to. Just stay with me. We'll get through the night. And if the sun doesn't come up tomorrow, we'll get through that too. 1 hour at a time. One breath at a time. The grid is gone. The world is cold, but we are still here. Don't forget that. We are still here.